This is going to be bits and pieces of my story, things that I endured my entire life. For I have witchcraft done on me. I have been abused, sexually assaulted. I've known a narcissist my entire life for being born into a family full of narcissistic people. I have been belittled. My name has been shamed and slandered. My identity has been stolen by family members and by people I thought I could trust. One thing I will start talking about today is I was in a relationship for 12 and a half years. And for 12 and a half years, I have been physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally abused. Everybody knew that I was being abused by this man. He tortured me. He gaslit me every day. He lied to me. He cheated on me. He used to beat me up in public. My family knew. Everybody turned their faces and their cheeks. They just acted like this was normal behavior. No one ever asked me how I was doing, for they always saw me with a bruised face or black eye or marks on my arm or on my wrist. It's really disturbing how people can just turn the other way when someone is in such need of a person and a helping hand, and they just all minded their business. I remember the first time he broke my face. He was drinking. I didn't do anything wrong. I remember when he punched me in the face. He hit me so hard I saw stars. I fell to the ground like a ton of bricks. And when I started to come to reality and started to come back to, myself for seeing, I remember his mother. She looked at me and asked me, what did I do to him to make him hit me like that? I got blamed for something I didn't do. I got blamed for sitting there, not saying a word. This is the next level of abuse that many people never get a chance to tell their story, because 9 times out of 10, they never make it out alive. I'm on my 3rd restraining order from this person. I've moved twice. So many people ask me why I stayed for so long. Well, leaving was more difficult than staying. You ever watch them Lifetime movies and you see the woman running? She's running for her life because she's trying to get away from the predator. My story is a real lifetime story. I've fallen so far into a deep trap that I thought I'd never see the light again. But here I am. I'm telling my story. I am alive and I am well. I am healed. My story matters. It matters because there's so many other people, women just like me, out there going through this right now. My voice is a force to be reckoned with, for my story is meant to heal other women or anyone else that needs to hear it. I was sleeping with the enemy. He was a monster. He had no empathy. He did not care what I thought. He discarded me in every which way possible. He was wicked. He had a blackened, hardened heart. He was bitter and cold. His conversations were negative 24/7. He had no heart. He had no soul. He is a psychopath and a sociopath. He was a drug addict. He was an alcoholic. He was a poor excuse for a man. He never worked. He didn't clean up after himself. He was into dark and wicked things, for he spoke death over everyone and everything. Witchcraft is what he did. When I finally had enough, I got a restraining order on him. He hit me for the very last time. He's the type of person that doesn't like to lose. He'll do anything to win. He's very devious, malicious. I lived on eggshells. I didn't know some days if I was allowed to talk or if I could watch TV. That is no way to live. I was living in slavery, for I was a prisoner in my own mind, in my own home. If I wanted to do something, I needed permission for everything. I was constantly saying sorry for nothing I did wrong. For saying sorry was usually the first thing that came out of my mouth when I did speak. When I did finally leave him, he slandered my name so bad. He made me out to be the bad guy. He told everyone such lies about me. He was famous for his storytelling, for everything he spoke was a lie. He spoke so much that he believed his own lies for the demons that were torturing his brain. He was a con artist. He would do anything to get his own way, and he'd lie his way into everything and out of everything. Everything he did was never out of good intentions. So when I decided to leave for putting the restraining order on him, he never came back and got his stuff. I told him a million times to come get his furniture, his boxes, and he never did. He told everybody that I wouldn't give anything back to him, even though I gave more than half of everything back to him. Whenever I looked outside my window, there was always a car parked halfway down the road, and they would just watch me all day long. Whether I was inside or outside, they would just watch the house. He would have everybody stalk me. I was gang stalked for years. He used to mock me because I believed in Jesus. Because when I died back in 2011 in my motorcycle accident, I was brought into the light. It was Jesus Christ. He brought me into heaven. That's another testimony. He used to tell me that my God doesn't exist. Jesus is not real, for he was God. He would mock me all the time, for he had it tattooed on his back saying only God can judge me. He used to talk to himself all day long, like he would argue with himself. He would tell me it was the demons inside his head, and the reason why he drank all the time was because they were torturing him. This man would stay up days on end, and I couldn't figure out what made him go for so long. How could someone stay up for days at a time? It's because he was on drugs, and I just thought he was drinking beer. I didn't realize he hid it so well. Whenever he got mad, his eyes would turn black, and I knew I was in trouble. I usually ran and I hid. In a split second, his personality would change so fast. His whole face would change. Like it would manifest into something dark and devious. For a crooked smile that he always smiled. It was so devious. And his eyes were blue and they would turn jet black, like coal. I would literally be sitting there, not talking, not saying a word. And when I saw that look on his face, it was over. I knew my night, or how many days or hours until he snapped out of it, I was in trouble. Some days I thought I was going to die. He'd always punch me in my chest so hard it would knock the wind out of me. Or he'd punch my side of my ribs. He was always playing mind games with me, always making me second guess myself. Well, for now, I'm going to end it here. And I pray that no one ever has to go through this. Until next time. Thank you for hearing some of my story. God bless.